Traveling with expensive camera gear can be a dilemma if you're a video creator. On one hand, you don't want to risk putting it in your checked luggage because obviously it can get stolen, but on the other hand, it also takes up a lot of weight in your carry-on bag, what can be a problem because certain airlines actually weight your bags, and if you exceed the limit, they want you to pay extra. But don't worry, I recently discovered a simple hack that solves this problem if you're in that situation, so keep watching. Not too long ago I traveled to Sweden for only 3 days. It was a little creator meetup from Epidemic Sound. So obviously for only 3 days I did not want to bring a checked bag, but I wanted to bring my camera, some lenses, I wanted to bring my drone as well, and obviously I also want to have enough clothes for those 3 days that can easily take up more than the 7 kilograms that certain airlines allowed that. And I actually had the problem a few months ago that one airline checked me in Bangkok where my bag was a bit too heavy, and then I had to give one lens to my girlfriend. So a big issue there, otherwise I would have paid even more money for this flight. So I didn't want to risk it again on the flight to Sweden, and that made me being a bit creative with how I can save weight. And that is where this little tool here comes into play. This is the Peak Design Capture Clip with the Pro Pad. Yeah, this name is a little bit too much for this little thing, but it's pretty cool. You can just put it on your belt here. I don't have a belt on right now, perfect for this video. And from there, you can simply put your camera inside there, and then your camera hangs down the belt. Now the thing is that your camera and your main lens is most likely one of the heavier parts in your bag, so by taking that out, you can save a lot of space. And what this tool allows you is that you can not only do that in the front, you can also do that in the back. And now if you carry it like that on the back, then the people at the check-in counter don't see your camera, and so when they weight your bag, it easily weighs 1 or 1.5 kilo less, depending on your setup, of course, and that can already make the difference to having to pay more or not. So that's what I did during all of my recent flights, and it worked really good. No one ever saw my camera. And what I also did when it still was a little bit too heavy, that I simply took one of the smaller prime lenses and put it in the pocket of my jacket. So there's also a tip here: always wear all the heavyweight clothes like your jeans, jackets, and whatever you want to bring. Wear that while you're in the airplane. Don't put it in your luggage. That also puts in more weight. So that Peak Design Capture Clip and Pro Pad are super nice tools that I actually use quite a lot, even when I do hiking, etc. But you might also not always need that, because from my travel experience, there are also many airlines that don't really care about what you carry out of your bag. They only weight the bag, and if you carry a camera that would usually be in the bag, they don't really care about that. So you might actually be fine most of the time to only use the camera with a strap around your neck and they can see it. But of course it's a little bit less safe if you have a person that has a bad day in front of you. Then it might actually be that they want you to put the camera in the bag, and then you're over the weight limit. That's why I would generally say going with that Peak Design system is the safer way, because then they don't see your camera at all, so you don't get asked questions. And by the way, through all of my travels, I never ever got weighted while entering the airplane. It was always just during the check-in, and that's probably because I always carry a bit smaller bags. For example, in Stockholm I had the Wandered Provoke Light here, 21 liters. It's very small. It doesn't look like a big bag, so they won't weight you with that. But I also traveled quite a lot with this one here, the 31 liter, I think it's 31, the Wandered Provoke bag. Bit bigger, can fit easily 2 bodies plus some lenses and your camera. So with that, I also never got checked. And I also have another tip for you. If you travel with a small drone, such as the Mini 3, etc., and you want to travel to a country where they might take your drone at the airport, where it's completely forbidden, you can simply do, if you have some external hard drives with you, is that you put the drone somewhere in your bag and you put some hard drives around it, so that the scanners at the airport cannot see the drone anymore. So of course you should still not fly your drone in such countries, but maybe you're traveling around the world right now and one of your stops is maybe maybe in Morocco or somewhere where drones are forbidden, then that can save you so you don't lose your drone on the way. But definitely don't fly in those countries. You never know what's happening. You want to be able probably to leave the country again. So that were some of my best tips for traveling with camera gear. Of course, there's always something that can go wrong, so be careful. Aside from that, if you want to know more tips on how to shoot travel videos, check out this video here in the corner. There you will learn more, and also consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one.